Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
I moved to newness before I read some of the messages you're sending to us via Facebook. Me.
So, I would want to start by saying that we've all failed this nation. This is not the first time spillages have happened or have occurred. We have trained scientists in this country. We've trained people in the energy sector for years. We have a whole ministry that oversees this. And the conversation for me, I believe, is too elementary. So much elementary that it is difficult to jump in and also go the same way. Look, let's be frank to ourselves. The installed capacity of Akosombo is 1,035 megawatts. Now, operationally, they only have 912 megawatts. This country at its peak needs almost 3,000 megawatts. And today, science have told us that the kinetic effect, the moving effects of spillage alone can generate us another power. In fact, whatever we spill over 277 feet, anything above that, what we are spilling over, in fact, we are losing 40% of that as energy loss. When in fact we know that with little upgrade, the spillage can actually be used to actually generate more energy for the use of this country. In fact, cheaper energy, because you just need a steph turbines which has very little heads, that the effect of the spillage can be used to produce another energy. Again, one of the solutions have been that a wider coverage of weather forecasting is done, because the sources of the dam are wider than just the region it finds itself in. And therefore, when you are taking into account weather situation, you must take into account a broader area so you can compute when and at what time. Because the effect of even turning on the entire capacity of the turbines takes time. Yet, what did we do? All dams today are monitoring weather 16 days ahead. And their responsibility is not to warn those who can be affected. Their responsibility is to move those who will be affected to a safe place. Ghana is not the only place where dams, we do have dams. Just on top of us, in Burkina, they have a dam there. When they spill the dam, it is us who suffers in Ghana. But the Burkinabés don't. So for me, it is not as if there are no solutions. It's not as if we do not need the energy that we are losing by spillage. We need that. We have not even shown any interest in recycling the spilled water. We have not considered at all. Adding more channels and redirecting the spillages. 50 years ago, or more than 50 years ago, a dam that has been put up and looking at development around the environs of the dam, certainly some work needs to be done. If we do not need the dam, let's shut it. It's as simple as that. But I tell you, as we speak today, with all the troubles we are finding with gas and power producers not being paid, and the threat to close the taps on the West African gas pipeline, we need Akosombo more than anything else. If not, this country will totally go into darkness. Aside all this, I am surprised that we have not looked at the economic effect of what has happened. We are already fighting food inflation. And most of what has been submerged are farmlands, with a lot of investment on the lands. It is not just about the homes, no, but more so, it is about the economic effect on all of us. Mind you, the food supply we get from these areas, we will need to find an alternative in the next few months. If not, prices of those commodities or foodstuffs will go up again. This is a country that is fighting inflation, and for that matter, food inflation. And I thought for a president to move there, and the kind of people talking, I was thinking that for once we will elevate the discourse and talk about things and profess solutions. My brother Butterfly was here and is talking. I did not get one solution from whatever he said. Maybe Honorable got, but I don't think I got any solution.
You didn't get solution?
No. This is no joke. This is about the livelihoods of many. Look, people will go poor because of this. Yeah. Their investments are on those lands. It is time we take things for serious. I mean, a bit serious. It's as if the president was there to joke. Yeah. And for me, it's shameful. You know, I feel ashamed as a Ghanaian that this is my president. Whatever I do, if I step out of Ghana, I can't say that His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo is not our president. So if someone is having a discussion with me about this, and I can speak this way, and my president couldn't speak that way, was interested in votes, for Christ's sake, what is governance reduced to today? What about the technical people? Because I've not heard them speak. What about the guys in the VRA? The engineers we have employed there? You know, I happen to be responsible for the accounts of, when I was in PKF, the accounts of General Electric, the TICO plant. General Electric were the ones servicing it and all that. So I happen to be there almost every month. And those were the days Reku Brobe was appointed as the head of the VRA. And can you believe, with all the engineers, they were not able to know that the steam was a perfect gas or fuel for the other termites. It was being bent into the head. It took him to have the retrofitting done so that what we are wasting will be brought back to be used as fuel for the other termites. And General Electric was charging this nation for the use of bad fuel in running the other termites. Yet the steam that goes out was a perfect fuel for us. I mean, this is a spectacle when you talk about Ghana. There are ways to do things cheaper. There are ways to benefit from what we are suffering from, and yet we do nothing about those things. I am very sad how this discourse have gone. I had not wanted to engage in it because it looks like you'll be the only wise man talking about this. Nobody is talking about what we can do with the spilled water. Nobody is telling us from VRA what we are losing in terms of the spilled water, the energy loss in that. No one is talking about that. And yet our taxpayers' money are paying such people calling themselves scientists and engineers. I'm sorry, we are lost.
Thank you. No, I'll come to you shortly. Let me do a few messages from those who are joining us. There's Francis Gordon who says MPP metaphors to movement. Okay, I think what you wanted to write is metamorphosize to movement of change. As empower. If Alan Cash has something under his sleeve to show to Ghanaians, then why did he not show that performance when he had the chance as trade minister under this current government? The country needs a change of leadership, and anyone who is or had been part of this current government does not stand a chance. JM is the man only fit to lead the country. This is Shama Ba Edinya, who says, my command is to tease and condemn MPP because they have failed the entire nation. May the MPP okay, is it Duenia Mane? MPP never again. That's from Shamaba who sent that message. Good morning to Annie Donani. I don't really get your message from Tema. Elias Yaya says we need military. Okay. He again before this says H. Today the MPP guy is talking something good. It's because he's in Timaland that he's now seeing all the truth. All we want him to know is after election, no campaign. These people see us to be fools or what? But I won't be happy to see Addo out of power without a cap to take back the belongings of Ghana. Odiko Nana Kobinata says, Solo, I agree with you. Alan Chomantin is the kind of leader we need at this crucial time. Alfred Danny Mensa says, hey Solo, but for butterfly, would you have spoken like this? Interesting. Well, Walako Walak says the Westerners and European style of democracy must change. Okay. What you're suggesting. Ralph D. fellow Ghanaian says, hey, what is this man saying? Ghana is a country with limited resources. Haruna Jibril says, good morning, Senna, and your guests. My humble regards to my boss, Senior Solomon Owusu, for the wonderful and brilliant submission this morning. He is a great astute communicator for the movement for change. 2023, be bold for Alan to build our motherland, Ghana. Bawa Mensa says, very interested in discussion. I'm watching live from Barcelona, Spain. Petron Sulu says, Solomon was part of the people who brought Addo and Baumia into power. Edward Dubaza says, Solomon is a very effective communicator. NDC, you have to persuade him to join you. We need effective communicators like him. Lydia Kam says, for the first time, my salute to Solo. Good morning. Etel, a lot of people are responding to you. Etel Hunker says, is it Hunkaren? Says, today, this man's language has changed. You have been defending previously. Why now? Baba Fire says, the question is, where did the VRA ask the people to move to? Where were they expecting them to move to? In fact, if you go to the Kizito campus, they've written Save Heaven there. But a heaven where you carry your own mattress, your own food. There's nothing there waiting for you in that heaven. This heaven, you only have classrooms and hard floors. If you are lucky, If not, you have to sleep on the corridor of classrooms. That's the heaven that the VRA says they've prepared for the people. Honorable Member of Parliament for Mando, we found out later that your constituency was actually involved. Honorable, we're listening to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thank my fellow panelists. And I don't want to take a jab at Solo, but I think a little bit. The reason is that it looks like MPP is now so unpopular that everybody is finding refuge in something else. What I mean is, Alan Tremanting is part of NPP, and he's part of the mess that Ghana is in today. So Solo can't absolve them from the mess and then say that they have the solution. They don't. Ghanaians are fed up with the NPP government and anything associated with NPP. Yesterday, people were begging me. They were like, we are not NDC, but NDC do everything to take power. Because we've seen that these people deceived us, they lied to us, and we are in a mess. Now, he also talked about a 7-year development plan that Nkrumah had, which means that 7 years is enough time to make changes. What did the MPP government do within 7 years? All you see them do is reacting to problems, not identifying problems ahead of time and planning against them. No, they react. It's like this spillage thing took them by surprise. It's like they weren't prepared for it, properly prepared for it. It's like the integrity of the dam is going to be affected. Let's quickly do what we have to do, spill. Now, go and make announcements in the communities and tell them that there's going to be a spillage, so move or sensitize them. That is not how you plan these things. You have the information, this is going to happen. What do? How many people are going to be affected? If you ask them now, I bet they don't know. You didn't even know that some island communities in Pando had been completely submerged. VRA may not even know how many people are affected, how many farms, how many fish farms, how many livelihoods, hotels, whatever. They have no clue. Theirs is the integrity of the dam is going to be compromised quickly. Let's spill. Now, if you say you ask the people to move, like somebody rightly said, where to? They didn't prepare anything. And this is not the first time spillage has been done. It looks like the whole thing overwhelmed them. And like the MPP government, everything overwhelms them. They are reactionary to everything. Quickly, we don't have money. Let's take people's pensions. Our livelihood, our children's future. Let's mortgage it. 30 years, they'll come and pay. What is this? Ghanaians have had enough. Truth be told, they've had enough of anything MPP associated. That's the truth on the ground. He's a fine communicator. He spoke very well. But fact of the matter is, he's attached to the MPP. And so whatever. I want to think about movement status for that's not movement status. Truth of the matter is, whatever way you package it, Alan Tremanting is part of the problem Ghana is facing now. He can't absolve himself from it. Now we fail to plan, and the saying is, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. What are we doing? You come and say that, or you campaign on the premise that you're going to give every village a dam. If planning had been done when you were with the NPP, not when you changed to Movement of Change. You changed to Movement of Change, not even 3 months. So when you were with the NPP, proper planning had been done. You could have start creating reservoirs. Direct this excess water into them. Use those dams now for irrigation. One village, one dam. Where is it? Lies. It's just talk. Talk is very cheap. What plans did they have? Nothing. He was very vocal. Nice talk, nice communication. Brought over the Ghanaian people. They gave you the mandate. What did you do? Everything is reactionary. Hey, we didn't know COVID was coming. Russia-Ukraine war. Now it's Israeli Hamas war. We have a reason for everything. We don't plan anything. or not we, our MPP government plans nothing. People's livelihood, how many livelihoods have been taken? They don't know. So how many farms does this thing affect? They don't know. How many fish farms? They don't know. And this is what, they touted themselves as elite. Government, professionals. We have the knowledge. Nothing. They have nothing. Now it's Alan Chamachi who's coming to save us. No. There's something that JM said, which I love. Experience. Where Ghana has arrived at now, we don't need experiments. What we need is people with experience who will take the mantle and run quickly with it. Not those who will come and say, every Ghanaian, take your destiny into your hands because the government can't help you. Everybody take your destiny into your hands. That's not what we are looking for. We are looking for a plan, proper planning, as we are doing in the NDC. Proper planning. This is where we are now. We've had the experience. We've had the exposure. We know where to go. We know what to do. Let's take it up and move with it. This is what we want. Ghanaians don't want anything associated with MPP except those who are benefiting from it. If you are not benefiting from it, you don't want it. That's the truth. Or if you are rational, if you are logical, you look at the situation the country was in 7 years ago and look at it now. And you can see that, look, pensions gone, reactionary. This government reacts to everything. They don't have any plan. VRA, what was the plan? The integrity of the dam is going to be affected. Okay, what was the plan? Plan for entrepreneurs? No. Livelihoods? No. Even accommodation to the people, they didn't have any plan. Now you are calling people to come and contribute to help the affected people. For how long? People are going to be poor forever through this, unfortunately. And it's so sad. Now you're crying, no, there's going to be diseases, cholera is coming, this is coming, this is coming. What plans did we put in place? You have set up an interministerial committee now. Why didn't you set it up when you came to power? To solve the problems ahead of time. Why do we react? We always wait when the thing comes and it's like we don't have a solution. We are lost. And that's the Ghana we are in today. Very, very sadly so. Eloquent people like him brought it on Ghanaians. And that's the truth. We can't run away from it. If he has seen today that it didn't work, or he's seen today that he's failed, he should be honest and say that, look, we failed. I was part of those who spoke nicely to bring in the MPP, but they failed. We were part of them until 2-3 months ago. If Alan hadn't withdrawn from the race, would you be here talking this? You won't. This government is a complete failure. I won't mince my words at all. The worst government in the history of the country since independence to date. This is the worst. And I don't think we'll see any government like this when they leave, when we see the back of them. No plan, nothing. Everything is just, let's react to this. Okay, so what do we do? Let's take people's pensions. What do we do? Let's sell oil for gold. What do we do? Let's do this. What is this? What kind of government is this? Completely hopeless. Meanwhile, when they were coming, we have the intellectuals, we have the men. They don't have. They have no men. None. Maybe the only seemingly nice one is now trying to repackage. Is the one we've all seen that he too was part of the mess. You can't absolve yourself from it today because you were not given a free chance to operate in your party. No. This whole thing required proper planning, not reaction. It's happened. So what do we do? Go and look at people. Look, my island communities, most of them gone, completely submerged. Bio, Ajaboso, Fantekope, Semplekop, they're all gone. You can't even take a media person there to go and look. Where are you going to park your boat? Where are you going to dock? There's nowhere. They are all underwater. And it's so sad. It's so sad. It didn't need to come to this. If this government had planned, 7 years is more than enough. Even 3 years. We want one village, one dam. Get the reservoirs ready. Okay, VRA, there's going to be a spillage. Let's direct it into those reservoirs. we can do irrigation with it. But completely, it's like they are taken off guard. And let me also comment on the president's comment. It's sad. I mean, we Voltarians have always been at the brunt of the MPP government. I'm even surprised that they were able to get 100,000 votes from us. Because truth of the matter is, they don't respect us, they disregard us, we are nothing, we are nobodies. We're only good to polish, put a few Voltarians in some places to make them look as if they are multi-ethnic, but they are not. For the president to come and stand, a whole president of the nation, to come and stand and say, if it were for votes, you didn't vote for me. What pettiness is that? It's very sad. When people have lost their livelihoods, when people have lost their homes, they've lost everything. Is that the way to go and talk? And you say you are joking. Joking for what? And this is not the first time he's made such a thing towards the Volta region. We are taking copious notes of it, and we'll let our people know. If you follow this they don't regard you. See what the regional minister is saying. Integrity of what building? Senna, it's a shame. This thing that has happened has exposed the MPP the more and put them where Ghanaians can now see that these people are clueless. They have no answers to anything. They just came on rhetoric, nice communicators who could talk nicely and talk well. We have this plan, we have this plan. And that's how they came to power. Now the deception has been exposed. People are realizing the truth now. Your pension is all gone. Your future is gone. Every Ghanaian is in debt. Even the unborn child is in debt. And that is where we are now. People have seen that. They've seen through them and are fed up with MPP and anything associated with MPP. So Solo should listen to the advice that maybe he should come and join, change camps and join them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable. Let me go to a few more messages that I have. Abasa Mugobo in Offenso says, in fact, nobody should defend this incompetent, greedy Akufo-Addo and Bawumia government. They have performed poorly. Now, the economic fundamentals have all rotten. Shame to Bawumia. This is, okay. This Papa Bisio says, Ghanaians are really suffering. Suffocating under the 4-bedroom style of governance of Addo, which is autocratic, where he has locked up the EC, the judiciary, the military, and the police, whilst he occupies the hall and dictating to them. That's going by the pistols of, he said, Justice William Atuba. Ghanaians are looking forward to a 5-bedroom type of democracy where Ghanaians are occupying the hall, and then the 5 rooms are occupied by the president and those above, so that they can listen to us when we invite them into the hall to do the nation's bidding. That is Papa Bisiu sent that one. Alaji Hamza in Pig Farm says, good morning. Let's call a spade and stop beating around the bush. The spillage of the Akosombo Dam was an act of recklessness on the part of the VRA, and they must be held responsible. Somebody somewhere from the VRA slept on his or her job, and that is a fact. What the people need now is shelter, medication, water, and food to survive. And this irresponsible and arrogant posture being put out there by the sanitation minister, this is a clear insult to the intelligence of the people, and she must do the needful and apologize to them. Seidu says the president is expected in the South Tong district, but I understand he is not necessarily to visit the flood victims, but to attend an ongoing festival in the area. That's from okay, he's quoting Kojo Eleno Fabian, who is chairman of the Mepe Development Association. Yes, this one is from okay, says the flood is receding now because the sandbar between the Volta River and the sea has been partly cleared by a DC, Honorable Gamega. If it took the intelligence of one person to identify a solution, why did the VRO not foresee this as a solution? The spillage affected Akwamu, Adda, and Anglo areas too. Why is it that only the tongues are being attacked by officialdom? Why? And of course, yesterday when I was in North Tongue, I saw the member of parliament for Keta turn up in the North Tongue constituency. In fact, they are suffering the tidal waves, and now because of the spillage of the dam, the lagoon is also threatening them further. David Zekpa says the gentleman is speaking exactly my thoughts. I think we're speaking about NI. Science and data should be our conversation, predictive and forecasting tools. At this level of tech advances, we should not have engineers in a less wait and see mode. There's also Masola Pabli from Ayawa, so his constituency. He says Solomon should not make it look as though Alan Chimanti was a saint and that he wasn't part of the people who put us into the mess we are in today. Because he was. It was the fruit of the poisonous tree that is the MPP, which the NDC is far better than. So if Solo wants to know the NDC's policy, he should go and read the 2020 manifesto. He will get them there. That is Masola Pabli sending that. And also coming from the man who is celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Koblavi of Pokwasi Benghazi. It was the government knew that they have come to the end of the road because they have done so many wicked things to Ghanaians. So MPP government collects COVID-19 tax from Ghanaians. That is wickedness because COVID-19 has been declared off in all over the world. High taxes on imported goods at the harbor has made price of goods expensive. Because of that, Ghanaians can't buy anything. Thank you for sending in that message. I'll read a few more as we go along. But
Dedi kama mamena Pendream TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Ah nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, Pendream TV.